G'day again, this is Tehillim29, and for the first time I will be covering Fool's Gold on the channel. What Fool's Gold does, it basically addresses, how much it costed, or how much the comic costed, and how much the story is really worth. And for starts, we're going to be tackling some Brian Michael Bendis titles. In reference to the Fool's Gold, the things that I cover are the things that I cover in the rating are the cover itself, if it matches, the art, and also the story. Now, in reference to the totals that you see there, the total for the artist and the total for the writer, and the overall title indicates to who actually gets the highest amount. So the first title we're going to start off with is Batman Universe, Issue 2. I've been told that this is actually an Elseworld story, but of what I have read of the first issue and of the second issue, Brian Michael Bendis still hasn't got the DC characters down pat. But before we do, this is just the currency conversion in relation to what I pay at my LCS for these titles. So if something is, say, $3.99 USD, I pay just under $7 for it, and I'll add more to it as I get along. Yes, I will. If you look to the Fool's Gold on Rainbow Press and Comics, I have also covered Marvel titles and also independent, so I'm not afraid to show that. And if anything's around $4.99, just under $9 for it. So yes, and I use that as well into how much I think the story is worth and how much it's actually gained or lost. So let's get to the first one. As you can see here, this is the Batman Universe by Bendis. And remember the currency conversion there, which I showed you. It was an interesting story, but definitely not the best story. It was good that there was editing involved, because it did indicate, these positive things. Location. That was about all. No real big reference to the previous comic, which would have helped. Of course, the last comic was also used to bring in Ginny Hex, who is now seen in Young Justice, also done by Brian Michael Bendis. That's all it was used for, just a platform. So, let's get to the key things in relation to this. This is the rating for Batman Universe Issue 2. For the cover, 5 out of 10. What we did see was actually seen in the comic, so good for showing that. The artist gets $2, because we need our artists. For the art itself, like I said, just main internal art, $1.50. I actually enjoyed the artwork, but for the story, about 50 cents. So the overall for the artist is about $3.50. And for the writer, 50 cents for you, mate. And overall title in that, the artist wins. Not the writer, which is very surprising. The next one I'd like to cover, the next one that is going to be covered is Event Leviathan. As we can see here, in this fool's gold of a comic, including the additional comics that will be covered in this, is Event Leviathan issue 3. And you want to know what? Of what we see here for the cover, earns the artist a big fat 0. This cover ain't worth jack. Yeah, inside it was nice. The story, in regards to the story, Bendis has no understanding of DC characters. He plays like he does, but it's all a facade. And that even includes Superman, to which will be addressed soon enough. So, what was it all worth? For the cover, it got 0 out of 10. Worth $0. The art, worth $1. Alright, I would pay $1 for that comic. Not what they're asking. You devalue the characters? Well, you have given me right to devalue your comic. And yes, I am a paying customer. For the story, 0. It was absolutely horrendous. I mean, it was absolutely horrendous. He needs to show that he can get into the depth of the characters, understand the personality of the characters, and I see none of that at all in his storytelling. This is fool's gold, 100%. They claim that, oh, Event Leviathan is going to help clear up the mess of the universe. No, it's made a bigger mess in the DC universe. It has not at all cleared up any messes. And the same will happen in regards to the Legion. Of what's happening there. So, the big next one is Superman issue 14. Speaking openly and bluntly, what the F is happening with the continuity in this title? The retcons I have counted in this and also Action Comics are enough to make you vomit. Brian Michael Bendis does not pay attention at all what he is doing in Superman. He says he does, but it's all a facade. But I will recommend one thing of Brian Michael Bendis's, which you will also see on the Rainbow Press and Comics web page at WordPress. Check out his Powers run. Those characters have heart, they have soul. About the only thing that could sort of be fixed up in some of the series is that he points out locations and time. That is the big thing that he really needs help in. And yes, this guy needs an editor. Alright, what are you doing in the background there, Brian Cunningham? You're meant to be his editor. Well, you're showing how bad DC editors are. by not editing Bendis's work. You are giving DC a bad name because you are not editing Bendis's work. Like, where are the comic references when we need them? I would not recommend this even to a new reader. I would not even recommend his Legion of Superheroes to a new reader. About the only thing I would recommend to a new reader if they wanted to learn about Legion of Superheroes is go get yourself the trade paperback of the Silver Age version of the Legion of Superheroes. At least then you'll get an understanding of what the world and what it's about. And how it came to be. So, what did I end up giving this review? Let's find out. For the cover, 1 out of 10. It's not completely true or opposite, or not completely true to the story. And with the retcons are terrible and they ruin the story in regards to the story itself. So, the art itself, a 6 out of 10. The cover, a 1 out of 10. And the story, a 2 out of 10. So, the artist gets $3. Brian Michael Bendis, you got 25 Australian cents. And I'll leave you to convert the currency of the Australian dollar into your USD. The good points about it, only the art. The bad points, too many to number, especially the retcons. You can do yourself a favour and don't bank on Bendis. And remember, let's keep it colourful.